Okay, hello everybody. So today I am going to just show you a quick couple of examples utilizing the logarithmic properties that we talked a little bit about in the previous video. You can see some of those log properties right there. We have the product property, the quotient property, and the power property. And in the previous video, I showed you what those properties were and how to use them a little bit. So I want to show you a couple more examples in using those properties. So the properties of logarithms are useful for rewriting logarithmic expressions in forms that simplify the operations of algebra. And this is true because those properties convert complicated products, quotients, and exponential forms into simpler sums, difference, and products, respectively. Now, the thing to keep in mind is sometimes these problems might not look easier. They might actually be expanded out, but then by expanding them out, it will allow us to sometimes calculate these without the use of a calculator, like you saw in a previous video. So there's two examples that I'm going to go over today. And the exercise here is just to simply expand these logarithmic expressions out utilizing those rules that I just showed you. So the first one is log base 4 of the product 5x to the third y. So when I do this, because this is a product, the product property, if I scroll back up to here, tells us that when you are logging a product right here, you can expand that and log each part of the product separately. So let's take a look. The product that I'm logging right here in this case is 5x to the third y. So I am going to rewrite that as log, and notice we keep the base, so it is log base 4 of 5, and then plus log base 4 of x to the third, and then plus log base 4 of y. And so utilizing that product property, we expanded them out so each part of that product is being logged separately. Now, the last thing we are going to do is take this power that we have right here and utilize the power property to bring it down in front of the log down there like that. So when I do that, we will end up with log base 4 of 5 plus 3 times log base 4 of x plus log base 4 of y. And that right there is your final answer. It's expanded out and utilizing the product property and the power property. I have one more example I am going to show you, and that is of the natural log of the square root of 3x minus 5 over 7. Now, if you recall in a previous video, I did mention that if you ever have square roots, cube roots, fourth roots, doesn't matter what the roots are, if you have roots, you should always rewrite them as powers before you try to proceed with anything with logarithms here. So in this particular example, we do have a square root of 3x minus 5. So I will rewrite this, here's part B, into natural log of 3x minus 5 in the quantity to the 1/2 power, and all of that is divided by 7. And you'll see why here in a second we want that written as a power instead of a square root. Now, we will utilize the quotient property for this particular problem. If we scroll back up here to the quotient property, we can see that if we log a quotient, we can log the numerator and log the denominator separately and then subtract the two. So that is what we will do for this particular problem. So taking the natural log in this case, so that's just log base e, remember, but this will be the natural log of 3x minus 5 to the 1/2 minus the natural log of 7, just like that. Now, we will utilize the power property again to bring this 1/2 down in front of the natural log. That's why we want that written as a power and not a square root. So taking that 1/2, we will get 1/2 natural log 3x minus 5 minus natural log of 7. And there we go. That's our final answer. Now you might say, well, can we break this up? And the answer is no, because 3x and 5 are subtracting. They are not multiplying or dividing. You can only break them up when you're logging a product or a quotient. That is a difference, so we cannot break it up. So that's what I actually have for you today, guys. Very short video, but I hope those made sense. And always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me through email, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Have a great day.